this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a blessed day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Today, I just want to ask a question. Why are Black Americans still having conversations about what Africans think? This is puzzling to me, for the reason that it's no more important what Africans think than it is what white Americans think, what Russians think, what Portuguese think, what French think, what Jamaicans think. It doesn't matter what these people think. And well, I'm going to show you this video, and then I'm going to come back and talk about it a little bit more.
Some Nigerians, they do sometimes, Africans in general, some of them do think they're better than African Americans, which is bull. It's like when you're British, like Idris said, when you have a British accent and you're black.
Peace. Now, y'all know I don't participate in the diaspora wars, but listening to comedian Godfrey talk about how Africans look down on Black Americans, I gotta say, he might be onto something, because it reminds me of a time when I got into it with a popular African comedian who had posted a video of themselves using a posh English accent to clown Black Americans for saying axe instead of as. Now, y'all know me. Of course, I chimed in to let him know that axe was actually correct and had been used for over 1,200 years, and that them using a posh British accent and touting their degree to clown Black Americans actually placated to white supremacy. Well, the African comedian had a meltdown. They deleted all my comments to make it look like they had sunned me, then blocked me. But not before letting me know that he's blacker than I am, because he's 100% Nigerian. And that no matter how many dashikis I wear or that I teach at Harvard, I need to remember that he's Nigerian, and therefore intellectually superior because he's born with academic skills. So yeah, when I listen to comedian Godfrey talk about Africans looking down on Black Americans, I do think that he has a point, because that comedian that I got into it with was Godfrey.
I'm tired of the word axe. It is not axe. I axed him. I had axed him. No.
Whose parents are 100% Nigerian. Godfrey, on the other hand, was 100% born in Lincoln, Nebraska, raised right here in the great old US of A. We out, yo.
I like this guy. He posts on TikTok a lot. So that was Godfrey he had the conversation with, telling him that he wasn't full African. See, what they don't really get is Black Americans ain't even trying to be no African. That's how come we say African American. That means an African American is an American. The African part is a proper adjective describing the American for me to honor our ancestors who were African. So we're not even trying to be 100% African. And for somebody who ran from their country to come to the United States to have this conversation is just laughable. It really is. But somewhere along the way, Godfrey, who this guy said told him he wasn't really African, which again, we're not trying to be, Godfrey has gotten checked. Somewhere along the way, you stay in America long enough, you get out of New York, you get out of these coastal cities and start dealing with real Black Americans, you're going to get checked. Because all of us are not on to that, oh, I want to be an African so bad. Many of us are not on to that. We're not on that bandwagon. Matter of fact, a lot of Black Americans don't even want to be called African. That's how aggravated some people have become with these Africans. So recently, Godfrey was interviewed on Club Shay Shay. He made Club Shay Shay. Now he's singing a different tune. And I think the reason he has had to change his tune is because he has come into contact with some real Black Americans, some proud Black Americans who can say to you with a straight face, I ain't trying to be no African. But anyway, listen to what he said on Club Shay Shay.
Some Nigerians, they do sometimes, Africans in general, some of them do think they're better than African Americans, which is bullshit.
Right.
Because it's not the truth, because Africans are treated like shit in Africa. Colonization.
Yeah.
England, France. That's why you speaking French, not because you special.
Yeah.
Because they came and sat on your shit and said, you going to speak what the fuck we speak.
Right.
The Dutch, all of them, Italian, all of those European countries came and colonized you, treated you like shit. I mean, you go to South Africa, white people are calling themselves Africans and they don't even look it. That's some gangster shit, don't you think? I'm from South Africa. No, you're not. You're Dutch. You just didn't know when the fuck to leave. You see what I'm saying? It's fucked up. So that should tell you, and what African Americans have gone through, the fucking hell that they've gone through and still go through. How are you coming from that mentality and saying you thinking you better than them? Because you have an accent? Because for some reason, the white society in America tends to, Africa, he has an accent. It's a little different. It's like when you're British, like Idris said, when you have a British accent and you're black. Hello, I don't know. That's what I'm doing. Ooh, that's why they get to play us. Listen, British black dudes are playing drug dealers. I thought Idris Elba was from Baltimore. I thought he was. You know, he was like, yo, you motherfuckers don't understand. And then I'm watching BBC. You know, when I did The Wire, I studied the ghetto in Baltimore. You sound like Lord Baltimore, motherfucker. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? And then this Driss guy, there's another Driss.
Yeah.
Snowfall.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this motherfucker's like, yo, cuz. And he's like, you know, I took him.
So now he's criticizing the same people that we're criticizing because he knows those people are full of BS. But what it took was black Americans taking the real game to them, as they say. You're coming over here eating off of our dime, not because you're special. First of all, it's because you're easy to manage, because you come from colonized countries where you didn't stand up for yourself. And number two, because you work cheap. You work cheap, you're easily manipulated, and you yes boss this and yes boss that. Something that black Americans have grown out of. So my point is that when they say they're better than you and they're in America, that person needs to be automatically crossed out because that person is full of shit. You ran from your country to come here to eat off my plate. And I heard Yvette Carnell the other day railing over the fact that I don't know what video this was Beyonce was in carrying an American flag, and Africans had the nerve to come in and say something to her about repping her American flag, telling her she shouldn't be carrying that flag. If y'all know anything about this, let me know. So Yvette Carnell was having a fit, and I am too. That's the only flag we have. That's the only flag we know. We don't approve of it necessarily, but that's the flag that our ancestors fought under. That's the flag they died under. That's the flag that we have protested to get where we are, where everybody else want to come and get to. So we would look like a fool trying to rep a Nigerian flag. We don't know anything about being a Nigerian. And they come over here and they're so proud of the flag of a country that they don't want to live in. So I'm just saying that black Americans need to stop paying attention to what these people say. If we're going to listen to any Africans at all, it should be the ones that are in Africa standing up with some kind of courage against the colonizers who never left. They never left Africa. And I still say about those young men in what I think they call it the Sahel or whatever, in Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, where they're trying to fight against the French for their resources. They have rich resources. And then the one in Burkina Faso, who is probably the most outspoken, they've had 4 or 5 assassination attempts on him by black people. And these are the ones who end up over here talking crap to us. These people are not worth anybody's time. They're not worth the energy that you would take to be concerned to even say they think they're better than you are. They're not better than anybody. They really aren't. And as far as them talking about you don't have culture, well, one thing about it, I don't want yours. I'll keep mine and you keep yours. That's the way I feel about it. And don't anybody come on here talking about somebody must have hurt you. No, I get along just fine with my own good-looking black American men. So you have to draw the line somewhere with people. And the line I'm suggesting that black Americans draw is this conversation about what Africans think. If they think they're better than you because somebody has told them that, and it is not necessarily white people either, because Godfrey said he couldn't get a job on Saturday Night Live. He couldn't get a job on 2 or 3 other shows. So if white people thought that much about him, he would be on a show instead of continuing to do stand-up. I think he's a good comedian, and he is intelligent. But he had to learn the lesson that they have to learn. And the only people who can teach them the lesson is black Americans, is you. Now, I know some of y'all gonna come here with gangbusters. I don't listen to them. They better not say anything to me. But that's the attitude you should have. Because they don't know anything you don't know. They don't have what you have. They want what you have. That's why they keep piling over here. And I'm gonna say this before I leave. Those people running over here illegally, thinking that they're gonna realize the American dream and they're gonna be better than those black Americans. America operates on a bottom caste. So they will be very fortunate if they don't end up being that bottom caste. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.